Today I'll be reading the poem Moderation is Not a Negation of Intensity, but Helps Avoid Monotony by Tagliabue. It's in our book on page 229. Will you stop for a while? Stop trying to pull yourself together for some clear meaning, some momentary summary. No one can have poetry or dances, prayers or climaxes all day. The ordinary blankness of little dramatic consciousness is good for the health sometimes. Only Dostoevsky can be Dostoevskian at such long, tumultuous stretches. Look what the intensity did to poor great Van Gogh. Linger, lunge, scrounge, and be stupid. That doesn't take much centering of one's forces. As wise Whitman said, lounge and invite the soul. Get enough sleep, and not only because, as Cocteau said, poetry is a literature of sleep. Be a dumbbell for a few minutes at least. We don't want Sunday church bells ringing constantly. The poet John Tagliabue was born in 1923 in Italy and moved to the United States with his family when he was a child. He studied at Columbia University and later became a professor of literature at several colleges, including Bates College in Maine. Throughout his career, he's published numerous collections of poetry. He passed away on May 31st, 2006, and he's left behind a legacy as a respected and very influential figure in poetry. He makes several allusions or references in this poem, the first being Dostoevsky. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I looked him up. Dostoevsky was a Russian novelist. He's regarded as one of the greatest writers in literature, and many of his works are considered highly influential. So he is known for his intense writing. The poet says, only Dostoevsky can sustain that amount of creativity, but you are not him. He says, look at what that intensity did to poor great Van Gogh. Van Gogh is known as a symbol of the tortured artist. He's had intense periods of creativity, but he also suffered from mental health issues his whole life. He experienced a severe mental health breakdown during which he famously cut off part of his ear. After that incident, he created some of his most famous works, including Starry Night, but ultimately he died from suicide. His work was not widely appreciated during his lifetime, but he became incredibly famous after his death. The point of the poet referencing these famous figures is to remind us that we need to step back from the constant search for meaning and intensity and instead appreciate the ordinary, peaceful moments. We need balance in our lives. It makes me wonder, is there really such a thing as work-life balance when it seems like everything in our lives require work? We have to maintain our friendships, we have to see our family, we have to keep up with our hygiene, we have to keep my relationship fresh and exciting, we have to manage our bills, we have to make money. In my case, I have to walk and take care of and feed my dogs. In other people's cases, they have to take care of their children. We need to remember our basic needs like feeding ourselves, staying in shape, practicing our hobbies, and sleeping. Now that I'm back in school, I have to do homework, I have to do assignments, and write poems. No offense to this class, I enjoy writing, but it can still be exhausting sometimes. It sounds like I'm complaining, but it's true. It takes a lot of energy to keep up with all of these tasks. So I like how this poem puts things into perspective. We constantly seek out moments of clear meaning and apply pressure on ourselves, saying stuff like, I wasn't productive today. I need to remember this message when I hit a wall with writing. No one can have so much intensity all the time. There comes lulls or breaks with creativity. He says, be a dumbbell for a few minutes at least. I think this poem encourages me to slow down and appreciate the mundane. We don't have to be perfect all the time. We need to rest. I love my partner. I love my dogs. I like being creative. So maybe it's not really considered work. It's just a part of living life. On that note, I'm going to try to get some rest after posting this tonight and recharge for tomorrow.